How's it going, everybody? Nick Daniels here, coming at you live, man, yet again. And today we're doing another dating app review in 2022. And today we're going to be talking about Zoosk. Stay tuned. So Zoosk, man, I haven't seen this dating app in a long time. I did a video on this app. Hopefully I'll pin that up somewhere at the top for you. And it was ages ago. So we're gonna nitpick the hell out of this thing because we've got quite the video for you. So it might be a little bit longer of a video because I have a lot of notes. So without any further ado, let's get into it. So today what we're talking about, man, is Zoosk. So the setup, the general look at it here. I was probably on this for about half an hour. That's all you needed. And we got the general idea. There's some really big deals in this app that really infuriated me. So positives first anyway. Account setup, pretty straightforward. You're going to be asked a couple of general questions. And this is a really interesting point to mention. So once I got through just the initial setup, well, for some reason at first my email wasn't working. It wouldn't let my email go through. And I couldn't figure out why. And it doesn't even confirm your password. It's that bad. It just like the one time, just type in a password. You type that thing in wrong. It doesn't matter. Went to reset the password. Didn't come up. Didn't work. Tried to do something else. It was like, can't complete this action at this time. No idea why. So signing with a Google address, just signing with my old Google email. I was like, frig it. Well, something interesting happened when I did that. So, and we'll come back to this at the end of the video and explain what happened. But I came in and some of my profile was already filled out for me. I had like a couple pictures and I couldn't figure out what the heck was going on, but I just rolled with it. That's okay. I was also prompted to verify my account, and apparently I already had verified my account with Facebook, which I haven't had Facebook in years. So it was really interesting to me, and I was starting to put together a little piece of the puzzle, but we'll come back to it. So Facebook, Twitter, you can use your phone, I would assume through a text, and also through a picture. It looks like you can do all of those, and that just seems a little bit overkill to me. Normally you verify account with a number, and that's you're usually pretty good to go. The extra step would be doing the photo, and you're like mimicking the pose in the photo. That's fine with me. So as soon as I got in, there was a couple notifications at the top, and I had actually decided to indulge into those, and there was two that came up, and one was called the Super Send. So the Super Send, I didn't really understand, but it said that it was going to send basically a ton of just generic messages to people, and then I would just let the messages come back to me, like from them. So anyway, what it does is it gives you a list of predefined messages that you have no choice in except just picking the one you like the most, and then you just hit send. There was no like pick the profiles or anything. It just, that's it. And I actually went into my messages tab later and found out it did message somebody that message I picked, which was not really the best opener. A lot of them were really rough. I would not open with what they were saying. It was just, that's the options that are on the table. So not ideal. Along with that, I've been prompted a couple times for boosting my profile to get my popularity up. And apparently I'm 3 times more likely to get a match or something if I boost. Now, to boost, it needed 150 coins. Now you might be asking yourself, how do I get coins? Well, there's various ways. You can pretty much just click anything on the screen, and eventually you'll get somewhere where it's prompting you to put a credit card in for coins or tokens. So it actually works out to have 60 of them for $9.99, 180 for $19.85, and then 480 of these coins for $39.95, or 99, sorry. That's a lot of coins. So obviously, 180 is not too bad. You can get a boost out of it. And then you can also buy these like gifts as well. Which didn't really make a lot of sense to me. But when you message someone, you can send them a gift, and it costs you coins to do so. One of the profiles I looked at as well had gifts, like it showed gifts already. So I'm wondering if like people had bought gifts for that profile, but I wouldn't spend a penny on that. It doesn't make any sense to me. So the crush feature is next on the list. And I'm really confused by this one, but I'd like to get into it. To me, this almost feels like a stalker vibe if you're going to go buy this, and I'll explain why. So the crush works out to a monthly fee of $9.99, which, in theory is not bad, and apparently you get 5 crushes like a day, which is a lot. And what this does is you can like put this crush on someone, Now, I don't know if you have to put 5 crushes on somebody to do that, or you can do 5 crushes with like 5 different people, because that's what it looks like. And if that's the case, what happens is like they'll be highlighted, like you message them and it'll highlight your message in their inbox. Like you'll pop right up, like it'll be like, I don't know what it'll be, like gold or something, like you'll see it. And you'll know that they've put a crush on you. And like if they go in the search, I think you like pop up right away. Like again, like you're highlighted everywhere. There was a couple things. Yeah, there was a couple things for sure. I can't remember each one of them, but they were definitely crazy. Actually, and think of that, I can't remember them. Let's get it right now. So she knows you're the crush. In this carousal mode, which we'll talk about in a bit, you'll pop up right away. In the search as well, like I said, and then you have this undo as well. So I guess if she like you were chatting and I don't know, I guess she like stopped chatting with you, you can undo that and go back in and chat to her. That's insanity, to me. Okay, that's absolute insanity to me. But anyway, we'll move on. So obviously it's a free account. You can't really message anybody. That's a classic trope in a lot of these paid dating apps. So you can send a smile and a like is what you can do. And then I don't believe you can even respond either or into those features. So a little ridiculous. Just a nitpicky thing on my end, and it's odd too. I have ad blocker installed. It works pretty darn good, to be quite honest. But a lot of the time in the main page of Zoosk, I'm getting spammed with a few ads. And one of them actually said to go invisible, and it was like this purple button, and I didn't know what to do, so I figured I'd just click on that. Maybe it was a Zoosk thing, and it never opens. So I don't know if it's an ad, I don't know what it is, but there's just literally ads popping up. Like there literally be like multiple ads on the screen at a time, and it's just kind of annoying because this doesn't happen anywhere else. Also, when going into the profiles too, like even just in the search feature, there's no bio. There's no, there's nothing really written. It's just, here's my height. Here's I'm white. I'm Christian. I've gone to college and I have kids. Do I smoke? Like, what am I looking for? Like men, that kind of thing. It's not a lot of information. It's a very, very basic profile. And I've tried everything. I've looked at multiple profiles, everything. Nothing seems to elaborate. I even went on my own profile, and all it elaborated on was that I could put icebreakers. And they don't even appear when you're looking in the other accounts. Now, we'll get into it, but in the payment system, it did say that you could see someone's full profile. So maybe I'm not even allowed to see the icebreakers without paying money, which is even worse of a feature. But we'll get into it. So there's a feature called Smart Pick. I don't really understand it. I went in the settings and it asked me like generic questions if I wanted to. I didn't fill it out, but apparently it helps the Smart Pick get you a match or something. And I looked into it too, and it was like, we don't have any matches. I was like, okay, and I just skipped it. So there's nothing there. There's no point in staying around. So we'll talk about the payment system. These next 3 items we're going to be talking about, or the next 3 like tabs or sections, are going to be the long parts. The payment system is actually, I'm not going to lie, is actually not bad. This is very shocking to hear, because normally I crap on these a lot for how much money you're forking out, but it's actually really reasonable. So there's just two options available. There's more than this, but this is what I saw, and it was literally just the 1 month and a 6 month. Kind of nice maybe to have the 3 month in there. But the 1 month, it's just $9.99. That is a solid price. It's just like, and that's exactly what these dating apps need. If you're going to pay for it, you're going to have a decent $5-10, like $10. I think that's actually completely fair. You get complete access to the app, all the features, and you just try it for a month, and there's no harm, no foul. You just a couple bucks, you know what I mean? And you don't think about it. Really not that bad. But there is a problem with it, and we're going to get to there. The 6 months works out to about $13 a month, and it's actually about $77.99. I have my notes, by the way, over here on a whiteboard, that's why I'm looking in this direction. We're going to turn it around real quick here. As you can see, I have a complete whiteboard just filled out with notes. So what I do is I do the filming of the site. I go and I get all the details, and then I write them all down on the whiteboard so I can follow it when I'm doing my video and keep it constructive. I think this is working out really well. So that's why if you just see me darting my eyes over in the corner, that's what I'm looking at. So anyway, so that alone is not too bad. And what I did is I actually went in and I clicked to go through the payment system, and it prompted at one point to have this little, hey, like here's something extra if you want it. It had I forget the name of it specifically, but it had something on it. And for $9.99, I can send something called priority messages, which I believe I mentioned that Match.com has offered before too. So if an account isn't paying for Zoosk, but it's there. And say it's online, there is that feature. You can see if they've been online or whatever. You can send them a message and they can respond to you. So it's $9.99 extra per month. So I actually went to do that in the $9.99 1 month. And when I went to do that, I actually got charged an additional $24.99 for an activation fee, a one-time activation fee. And I don't really understand that. Like, is that just activating my account? Is that activating the 1 month? Like, do I pay that every time I buy a month? Would I pay that with the 6 month? I don't really know. But it was absolutely ridiculous to think, hey, I'm going to pay $10, like $11 after tax, and be done with it. And apparently, I have to pay an additional $25 for a one-time activation fee. Literally, they flick a switch, and my account goes on. That's all they're doing. Ridiculous. So the main features of the app, and I left this for last for a reason, because we're diving into it, is the search feature. So like you can just like search up profiles. It's your generic search, and you can preference that pretty well. So you can go through and select what you want, like age, distance, the usual. Credit where credit's due. That's fine. Nothing's locked up by a paywall. This carousal is the problem. So this mode gives you one picture and an age of a user. That's all you get. And one of them, I actually saw like the same picture 4 times in a row. It just kept zooming it in. I don't know why. And what it does is at the bottom, there's a bar, and it needs to get to 100%. So you need to go through 100% of like matches, which I don't know. It was a little chunk of them, like probably about a good 50. And you just said like yes, no to them. Like it's like a like thing. And what happens is at the end, it like apparently gives you like your match. And then it just like lines up the link to the profile, which you could just do in search. And I said yes to like 4 accounts, and it was just one of them that I had said yes to, and it's like, oh, here's your match. Go ahead and message her. And then you just play again. There's literally no point to this feature. I don't understand it. I have no idea why on earth you would ever use it. It makes no sense to me. Online Now is another one of these stupid features, because you can't search by preferences. So I went in there, and I only looked at one account, couldn't search by the preference, and she was 1,100 kilometers away. Like, it was like 1,183 kilometers. She is nowhere near me. Okay, but it's just taking online accounts and throwing them at you. Like Plenty of Fish does that, and the first one that came up was like 47. And it'd be like, oh, in my city. Oh, great, she's 47. Like, I'm probably not gonna have a conversation with her. It just doesn't make sense. Online Now is exactly what it sounds like. You can just kind of see some accounts that are apparently online at this moment. Yet again, it doesn't really seem that you can search by a preference. I have it very specific that I want to search by A to B and C to D, and it's not coming up again in the search. The ages seem to be fair, but again, they're like 700. The first one was 700 kilometers away. It doesn't make any sense. It literally doesn't. Sec here. I'm taking a screenshot of something. Don't mind me. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so it just doesn't make any sense. You have the messages tab, so you can like go in and see like your chats and stuff. You can also do that at the top, but where I don't have any messages, it doesn't seem to really want to let me open that up and do anything with it, which is unfortunate. But I can see who I sent a like to, which I guess is great. There's the connections, kind of same idea. I don't really have much connections going on, so it doesn't really know what to do. For some reason, though, some account did show up, and I went in and looked at her. I was like, oh, okay, it's this, like, Bria Bear or something. I don't know, like, that was her account name. I'll go in and look at it. And it was actually the generic message that I had sent. So I don't know if it just picked someone at random. I don't understand. Don't worry about it. Then there's views, smart pick, and settings. Obviously, someone who viewed your account, that's obviously limited. Smart pick we talked about, and then the settings, well, it is what it is. The worst thing about this app, yet again, is this constant, you can already tell I'm not happy to talk about it, this constant problem of deleting your account. You know, it just seems to be something that they don't want you to delete. Now, in the beginning, I mentioned that my account was already kind of set up, and it was like kind of freaking me out because I didn't fill any of that out. I just started it, and it was there. I didn't put a picture up, nothing. It was already there. It was deactivated. I never deleted this account from like how many years ago I had it. And I found out why. Because you have to email customer service and ask them to delete your account for you. You can't delete the account. There's no option. Every article I looked at just said deactivate your account. I was like, oh, would you like to deactivate your account? I was like, no, I want to delete it. There's no option. There is literally no option in the settings. It just says deactivate. And if you want to deactivate it, it's kind of hidden. You have to go in the settings, go to account, and there's like the pencil, like to edit. You have to click that. There's not actually an option that's like, oh, like maybe change this up. You have to click that and then go in and deactivate it. So you're not looking for that, or you're not thinking to click it. You're just going to be sitting there. You're going to have no idea. So oh, man, what a, and I've emailed them right now, and we're just waiting. So we'll see how that goes. I had to actually then Google that, too. I had to be like, Zoosk customer, like, contact us. And a little article came up on their page, and it was like, oh, like, what is the issue? And I had to be like, hey, I want my account deleted. Can you do this? And then we're waiting on that. Overall, Zoosk 2022. There does seem to be a half-decent amount of people on this app. I think it is tied in through Facebook quite well. So, I mean, that might be why, too. A lot, most people have Facebook. Overall, I really don't recommend it. I really don't think it's really worth it. It's just like the limited profile is just really bad. I match and message women on apps because they have something in their profile. Like, if I see you on, like, Bumble and you have no bio, nothing. You just have, like, 3 pictures and like your height, basically, I will swipe left on you. And that's just how it is. You have taken no effort to fill anything in. Because when I go to have a conversation with you, I like to start with something. Oh, hey, like, it looks like you're from Calgary. What made you move to this place? Something like that is interesting to me and a good way to start a conversation. She's got something in there, and I can see if we have something in common. And again, you don't have that feature here. The payment system isn't bad. I don't mind it. I think it's actually a little fair, but I don't like the tokens. I don't like the one-time activation fee. I'm not paying $24.99. I think that's ridiculous. I think a lot of the features in the app are just ridiculous, like this carousel. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, carousel. Absolutely terrible. I don't know why you would use it. There's no point to it. And it's an absolute waste of time. And then like verifying with like four features to verify your account doesn't make any sense. Like, just verify with a phone number and get it over with, and just, hey, verified. Like, I don't even think even verifying on a dating app means much anymore. Used to, but not anymore. So I don't know. Overall, I don't really think I have a point with this app. They try to brag about it. They've got it like on the main screen when you go to make an account, and in the app, by the way, too. And they'll be like, oh, like in the past hour, 1,100,000 messages were sent. I don't believe that for 2 seconds. Okay, it's like eHarmony. They're like, oh, we have like, we get a date going every 20 minutes, like love every day. No, like there's 8 people in my city. I'm not getting love, right? I left unhappy. So I don't know. I don't really recommend it. Again, it's one of these paid dating apps. You know how it is. But I'll let you guys be the guest of that, be the judge of that. You guys can check it out. So thank you so much for watching. That's been Zoosk 2022. Take it easy. You're just waiting for me to say peace, weren't you?